Think I saw Jonesy. All right. Right now, it is an honor to welcome to Summer Game Fest a legendary game creator who is set to release his latest project in just a few short weeks. With each of his games, he pushes the gaming medium in bold new directions, and we are honored to have him with us for the first time at Summer Game Fest in person.
Well, I couldn't possibly solve this mystery. Can you?
The great Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima is the only man in the world who can convince millions of people to spend $70 on a Postman emulator and call it an existential masterpiece. To some, he's the Kubrick of video games. To others, he's just a frustrated filmmaker with a Sony blank check and a very expensive addiction to Hollywood celebrities. But while we're all busy joking about his name appearing 50 times in a single credit sequence, "My name is Astro and something embarrassing is happening in the background," we are living in the era of prestige gaming. Every major studio is desperate to be taken seriously by Hollywood. They hire Oscar-winning actors, they use the most expensive motion capture suits, and they polish their 4K textures until you can see the pores on a protagonist's nose. But as a film nerd, I had to tell you the harsh truth. Most of these games have the visual soul of a corporate PowerPoint presentation. They want to be movies, but they don't even understand the basics of visual language, framing, or lighting. Look, Kojima's journey started long before photorealistic graphics. In 1988, while Ocarina of Time was defining the scale of 3D worlds, Metal Gear Solid was defining visual language. It didn't have the cleanest graphics or the highest resolution, but it had direction. Kojima used the hardware's limitations to create a gritty industrial atmosphere, using camera angles that made top-down that game feel like a high-stakes Hollywood thriller. He wasn't just placing a camera, he was directing your emotions. But now, here's where most cinematic games fail. They treat cutscenes like a reward for gameplay, or worse, an interruption. It's so boring!
How does that work? Where does that expression come from? Doesn't make any sense.
Make it stop!
It doesn't make sense. Life doesn't make sense. No way, you know, look at me. You're this warrior. Happy-go-lucky guy.
Damn it, Wade!
You spend 20 minutes fighting, then 10 minutes watching a movie, then another 10 minutes fighting. It breaks the flow. It's the storytelling equivalent of trying to have a serious conversation while someone keeps slapping you in the face. Kojima, on the other hand, understands Luda narrative design. He doesn't just put a camera on a scene, he makes the camera do something. Think the first-person view during a tense moment in PT, or how the camera itself becomes a puzzle in MGS. He uses angles, depth of field, and even lens flares, not just to look pretty, but to influence your gameplay, or just perception. He's not just showing you a story, he's making you feel that direction. He's the only one willing to say, hey, what if the camera actually lied to you? Yes, the dialogues can be absolute nonsense.
I will hold you and protect you.
Characters in his game talk like they swallowed a philosophy textbook and a thesaurus. And don't even get me started on the product placement, but even in his most self-indulgent moments, there's always a method on his madness. He's building a world where those absurdities make sense within his unique vision, unlike other games that just drop a character with a generic tragic backstory into a generic open world. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the 19-minute movie in the middle of your game. We can talk about Kojima without talking about his, let's call it, excessive love for cutscenes. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 has a literal ending that is longer than some feature films. There are moments where you can put that controller down, go make a sandwich, relieve some stress if you know what I mean, take a nap, and come back to find Snake is still talking about worrying memes. Critics say he's a frustrated filmmaker who doesn't know when to stop, and honestly, sometimes they're right. Kojima can be self-indulgent to a fault. He'll stop the action for 20 minutes to explain a plot point that makes zero sense. just because he wanted to use a specific camera lens. But here is the paradox. Even when someone can find him boring, he's been intentional. Unlike a generic Ubisoft game when you're bored because of repetitive tasks, in a Kojima game, you're bored because a guy with a singular, weird-as-hell vision wants you to sit there and watch his movie. It's the difference between a boring meeting at Meta and a boring scene in a Kubrick film. One is a mistake, the other is an artistic choice you happen to hate.
So, is Hideo Kojima the only director who gets gaming?
Not perfectly. He's flawed, he's pretentious, and he probably spends half his budget on celebrity cameos. But in an industry obsessed with playing it safe, with focus groups dictating design, and every big studio trying to be the next Marvel, Kojima is the last true auteur. He's the only one still swinging for the fences, trying to evolve the medium, even if it means delivering pizza through a post-apocalyptic America.
He's not just making games, he's directing experiences.
To be quite honest, he's my favorite video game designer, but I acknowledge what people don't like about him. He reminds us that video games can be more than just dopamine dispensers or interactive movies. They can be art, driven by a singular vision, even if that vision includes a character named Fragile.
So what do you think? Is Hideo Kojima a genius or he's just putting a show? Let me know in the comments below. If you're tired of generic gaming content, if you want more deep dives into the absurdities, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.